sometimes the only thing we have is that anchor that goes into the innermost holy of holies, Jesus Christ. The hope that we have in Jesus, because sometimes that's all we have left. Sometimes everything on earth has failed us. Sometimes everything around us has fallen apart, and we don't have anything that we can fall back on except Jesus. And that's the kind of hope God wants to produce in our lives. Because if you are unmovable, if you are unshakable, if you have the kind of faith that Hebrews 11 talks about, those that died without receiving the promise. So that's faith. It's easy to pray for something and get it. But it is very difficult to pray for something and die without ever having to receive it. But die in faith, knowing that somehow God is going to do the work. And God in His sovereignty knows exactly what not only we need, but the people that are going to come in contact with us. You know, sometimes, as this brother was sharing, sometimes a life that is sown into the kingdom brings forth tremendous fruit. You know, that pastor talked about the fact that he lost his wife, obviously the dearest person that he had on earth, the person closest to him. And it was tremendous pain. And there was no way to explain it. But the fruit that came out of it in the church was very obvious. God did a tremendous radical change in the whole congregation that affected the city all around. That brother did not lose his faith, and he did not lose his hope. You know, Billy Graham said, and I think I've said this, he said, you know, if you lose your riches, if you lose your money, he said, you haven't lost anything. He said, if you lose your health, well, you've lost something. He said, but if you lose your character, you've lost it all. And if we lose our hope, people, we've lost it. We've lost the battle. Our hope has to be in Jesus. Our faith has to be in the fact that God does not lose control. And everything in our lives is orchestrated by a God that sees the end from the beginning. God knows. And God does according to His will. You know, the word says there is no counsel. In one translation it says there is no strategy against God. And it says God does all things according to the counsel of His own will. That's what the word says. And so we have to understand that since the carnal man does not understand many spiritual things, and sometimes our minds are still carnal minds because we're just limited, we just can't understand everything that God is trying to do. But we have to have hope and we have to have faith. Two of the things that God is constantly trying to produce in our lives. So when something happens in your life that you don't understand, or when you have been living a hardship or a trial that has gone on and on and on and you don't understand why, understand this. God is trying to work an eternal way of glory in your life. God is using it. You know, there's many things that we can use our resources and our wealth and our abilities on here on the earth, but there is only one place you can deposit what you have and what you possess where you will definitely get it back, and that's in the kingdom of heaven. You know, you can do everything here on earth to harness what you have, to harness what's in your hands and what's in your abilities and what's in your riches, but you'll never get it back unless it's sown into the kingdom. And that's where our hope has to be, and what God is doing in His kingdom, because that's the only thing that's going to last forever. Amen. That's right. You want to say something? Share something.
Yeah, I'd like to share that this is a very good word. That's it. That's a very good word.
We'll pray. Please pray.